match number 66, Kolkata Knight Riders versus the Lucknow Super Giants, a revenge game. For the second time, both these teams are locking horns with each other. A massively important match for both the teams to win. A bit more for the Kolkata Knight Riders because this is their last chance to completely solidify their playoffs chances once and for all, keeping in mind that multiple other teams are also in the race. So, without any further delay, this is the pre-match show analysis of match number 66, and I am extremely delighted to welcome my distinguished guests for tonight, Devashi Sen, Nishant Arora, and Rima Malhotra. And in time enters Joydeep Mukherjee. Thank you so much for joining the show, and we'll begin straight away with Devashi sir. Devashi sir, a tough game and very intense game for both the teams. As already said, your thoughts on how Kolkata Knight Riders and Lucknow Super Giants will take the field. What will their mindset be?
Yeah, as far as KKR is concerned, they need to win so as to stay in the playoff race. But for Lucknow Super Giants, it's they would also be looking forward to a win, having lost last two matches on a trot. But for KKR, it is even more important. So for ideally for KKR, all they need is to go out with a free mind rather than thinking about what will happen, what not, thinking about the equations and stuff. First, they need to ensure that they have 2 points. Baki dekha jayega.
Very well said. Baki dekha jayega. First, go out and win. Nishant sir, I'll come to you with the same question, with a little bit of elaboration. This being a bit more important for KKR to win, Lucknow Super Giants will be looking to finish with the top 2 position, and Kolkata Knight Riders will be looking to solidify their playoff spot. Do you feel that Shreyas Iyer will be in a bit of a pressure, a bit more as compared to his counterpart KL Rahul going into this game?
Yes, I think so, because this is a do and die game for KKR. And they also know that even if they win, still their chances will depend on other results. But that's how the nature of the game is. I think the problem with KKR starts from the top. Like just when it looked like they had their first 50-run partnership with Ajinkya Rahane and Venkatesh Iyer, now Rahane has been ruled out. So they are back to the drawing board. And again, it will put a lot of pressure on them because going in a game like this where you know that you must win this game, you are in a situation where you have to start looking for options. Okay, this is not working, I have to do this. This is not working, I have to do this. And it has been a season of inconsistencies for KKR. Like their one department has clicked, another has not supported. If they have somehow, I got a feeling with KKR that this year they couldn't get their combinations right more often than not, and that has disturbed them a lot. I would like KKR to win today because that will spice up the entire tournament. Otherwise, the top 4 would pick themselves. So if KKR wins today, it will keep everyone in the race. So for the interest of the tournament and the cricket at large, as I always support cricket, Rima ji would agree with me, I would say that today KKR should win.
Very truly said that the playoffs race, the top 4 teams at one time looked very much predictable, but now suddenly everything looks so spiced up. रीमा मैम, आपके पास आऊंगी. आप जिस तरह से इतनी खूबसूरती से बॉलिंग टेक्निक्स या टीम्स जिस तरह से बॉलिंग करेंगी, इतनी खूबसूरती से आप उसको हर बार एक्सप्लेन करती हैं, इसलिए मैं आपके पास वैसा ही एक सवाल लेके आऊंगी. कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स के नजरिए से अगर हम देखें, 38 विकेट्स वो गंवा चुकी है शॉर्ट या फिर शॉर्ट ऑफ गुड लेंथ डिलीवरीज पे. फास्ट बॉलर्स डिलीवर कर चुके हैं, और शॉकिंगली ये रिकॉर्ड मोस्ट बाय एनी साइड इन दिस ईयर्स आईपीएल में है. सुपर जायंट्स ने सक्सेसफुली इसी वीकनेस को हर बार काउंटर किया है. सुपर जायंट्स हमेशा से बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम नजर आई है. केकेआर के कंपैरिजन में भी अगर हम देखें, पिछले मैच के कंपैरिजन में भी अगर हम देखें कि ये एक बहुत बड़ी वीकनेस जो कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स की है, उसको लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से काउंटर किया है। और पिछले मैच में भी हमने देखा था कि 178 लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स ने पहले बैटिंग करके जो स्कोर किया था, कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स की पूरी बैटिंग लाइनअप 29 फॉर 4 के बाद 101 में ढेर हो गई थी। अंद्रे रसल ने अगर थोड़ी सी फाइट नहीं की हुई थी तो आप कैसे कहेंगी कोलकाता के बैटर्स को कि वो शॉर्ट ऑफ गुड लेंथ के बॉल्स को वो फेस करे आज के मैच में?
देखिए, शॉर्ट गुड तो फिर भी फेस कर पा रहे हैं। जो प्रॉब्लम नजर आ रही है पिछले मैचेस में वो बाउंसर नजर आ रही है। जब जब शॉर्ट बॉल डाले, स्पेशली वो अगर वो बॉडी पे अटैक किया तो सबने स्ट्रगल किया, चाहे वो श्रेयस अय्यर हो, चाहे वो एंड्रू रसल हो। एंड्रू रसल अच्छी बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन एक जो वीक पॉइंट केकेआर का सबने अब वो रीड किया है, उसको इम्प्लीमेंट भी अच्छे से किया है। स्पेशली जैसे कि आपने कहा, लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स ने उनके अगेंस्ट अच्छी बॉलिंग शॉर्ट बॉल का यूज किया है, गुजरात टाइटंस ने अच्छा उनका यूज किया है। सो कहीं ना कहीं ये एक वीक पॉइंट बन चुका है। सो अब कैसे अवॉइड कर सकते हैं? अब आप रातों रात तो खेलना सीखेंगे नहीं, तो बेस्ट ऑप्शन क्या है कि आप उसको अवॉइड कीजिए। एक ओवर में सिर्फ 2 ही डाल सकते हैं, तो क्या बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे है कि आप अपर कट खेल सकते हैं? कि सारे आप देखेंगे तो शॉर्ट अक्रॉस खेलने जाते हैं। अगर आपको फुल नहीं खेलना आ रहा है, नहीं खेल पा रहे हैं इस टाइम पे, सो द बेस्ट थिंग इज टू अवॉइड दैट शॉट, क्योंकि उस एक शॉर्ट बॉल पे आप आउट हो रहे हैं। सो कैलकुलेटिव खेलना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि सिर्फ 2 ही बाउंसर अलाउड हैं, और क्या सारे पेसर्स बाउंसर मार सकते हैं ये भी देखना होगा। लेकिन मैच अच्छा होने वाला है। डू और डाई मुकाबले में केकेआर पिछली बार अच्छा खेला था, उम्मीद करेंगे इस बार भी अच्छा खेले, और उम्मीद करूंगी लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स थोड़ा एक्सपेरिमेंट कम करें।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन को आप थोड़ा सा साइड में रखें तो बेहतर ही है, क्योंकि इस मौकाम पे आके एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन आप उतना नहीं अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत ही टेंस सिचुएशन है। जॉयदीप सर, आई विल कम टू यू with the scenarios of Kolkata Knight Riders and Lucknow Super Giants in the current times. Kolkata Knight Riders and Lucknow Super Giants will be heading into this match at the back of 2 wins and 2 losses consecutively, respectively. Kolkata Knight Riders, after that massive defeat to Lucknow Super Giants, bounced back with 2 solid victories, and Lucknow Super Giants suddenly seemed to have been completely derailed. After that 82-run all-out fiasco, we saw a very tough speech being delivered by Gautam Gambhir, the video going viral insanely. And then even after that, at the hands of Rajasthan Royals, Lucknow Super Giants literally seemed to have no answers. So, put to you, going into this match, yes, Kolkata Knight Riders are a bit more under pressure because it's a completely do or die match for them. Lucknow Super Giants almost on the verge of getting into the playoffs, but with the at the back of their mind, those 2 massive losses playing on their minds. How would you dissect the mindset of Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul as they go into this match? As captains, how would you feel they would inspire and encourage their players?
No, you really want to forget what has happened before, because it's that time of the tournament when it's about, for one, it's just one win will definitely get them in and they are comfortably placed. For the other, you can win, do what you can, and then pray everything falls for you. I agree with Devashish said a few days back that it will take a lot for KKR to get in, and it still stands like that. A lot of things have to fall in place for KKR. So obviously, over here, KL Rahul is the more comfortable and nicely placed skipper. But once you go into a game, you don't think about all this so much. You think about winning that game, because there's a lot of plans in place for every batsman, where to bowl, who to bowl, what field to take. So at that time, you really don't have the time to think about, if we win this game, then okay, this one has to beat that one. If that one beats that one, by this, that. So you don't have time for that. This game flies. It's a 3-hour game. It really goes away before you know. So the captains will both have their minds on the game for today, and just try and win this game. And they'll obviously, we know where everybody's placed. So first win the game, then think about all that.
Very truly put down. And an important update, the Lucknow Super Giants have won the toss and they have elected to bat first. Devashish sir, I'll come to you. The match taking place at the DY Patil Stadium today. A good decision by the Lucknow Super Giants to opt to bat first?
I was going through the cricket info commentary, and Graham Swan in his pitch report has said that it's a flat wicket, so a lot of runs is expected. And we all know the LSG openers, particularly KL Rahul and Quinton de Kock, has been the best openers in IPL 2020 season, 22 season. So they almost averaged 36 odd. and both of them are in good nick. So one would expect that they give Lucknow Super Giants a good start. So they have made 3 changes. Dushmanta Chamira is out along with Ayush Badoni. It's a surprise omission, I would say, because Ayush Badoni is someone who you banned from the first match of the season, and he has done well in patches. But Krunal Pandya has a niggle, so 3 replacements coming in for Lucknow Super Giants: Krishnappa Gautam, Evan Lewis, and Manan Vora. So at the business end of the tournament, 3 changes. So it will have a lot of bearing, but I still say that Lucknow Super Giants would be the favorite because they have a decent batting and starting with their openers. Daming.
Absolutely right and rightly said. Nishant sir, I'll come to you with KL Rahul's performance. As a captain, let's keep him aside. Let's talk about KL Rahul, the batsman. KL Rahul's performance has been a big question in this IPL. Time and again, he has contributed. He has blasted off the opposition bowlers. But in the last 5 games of Lucknow Super Giants' performances, we would see that KL Rahul has managed a paltry 101 runs at a strike rate of just 104.12, averaging 20.20. In his first 8 games of the season, he had scored 368 runs at a strike rate of 147. And most of his runs came when he seemed to be in good touch with the bat. It came when Lucknow Super Giants was batting first, debarring, of course, the last encounter with Kolkata Knight Riders, where unfortunately he was dismissed of that run out. So at this stage, at this juncture, how much of a worry would KL Rahul's performance be for Lucknow Super Giants? How much would Lucknow Super Giants be depending on KL Rahul to perform with the bat in this all crucial match? And since Lucknow Super Giants have chosen to bat once again, and Rahul has shown that batting first has aided him with his performance, so do you think that we would get to see the KL Rahul we are used to seeing?
The question is like love, it's how much you feel within. So, Rahul, the Super Giants in the last the form of KL Rahul, or KL Rahul's form reflects the performance of Lucknow. They are so interlinked with each other. If you divide this tournament into 2 parts, the first part of the tournament, the first 7-8 matches, and the next 7-8 matches, and you will see like an unstoppable force and see that there are chinks in the armor. Just imagine, like Debashish was saying, that you to leave and you have made 3 changes. Looking for answers. You suddenly you start doubting your combinations and everything. And that is why not just as a batter, but also as a captain. It's very important that he brings that that stability to the team. And it the entire side. So that is why I think it's very important for KL Rahul to get runs in Lucknow to have the form of KL Rahul back for the business end of the tournament.
ओके रीमा मैम, अब आपके पास आऊंगी मैं. लखनऊ की बैटिंग को ही अब आप अगर थोड़ा सा एलाबोरेट कर पाई. लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स की मिडिल ऑर्डर अब कुछ मैचेस से थोड़ी सी वल्नरेबल लग रही है, दिखने को भी आ रहा है. पिछले 2 मैचेस में तो मैंने कुछ ज्यादा ही वीक लग रही थी. नंबर 3 का प्रॉब्लम तो काफी दिनों से वो फेस कर रही थी. एक प्रॉब्लम दीपक हुडा को उन्होंने नंबर 3 का पोजीशन दिया, वो थोड़ा सा क्लिक कर रहे थे, लेकिन पिछले कुछ मैचेस से हम देख रहे हैं कि उनके लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स की नंबर 3 से लेकर नंबर 6 की परफॉर्मेंस में उनका एवरेज एक महज 21.88 रहा है. एंड शॉकिंगली लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स जिस तरह से परफॉर्म करती आ रही है, उनका ये वाला रिकॉर्ड आईपीएल का सबसे वर्स्ट रिकॉर्ड में आ गया है. वेरी शॉकिंग. काफी सारी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी वो ला चुके हैं अपने बैटिंग में भी, उनके स्क्वाड में भी बहुत सारे ऑलराउंडर्स हैं, काफी सारे टैलेंटेड ऑलराउंडर्स हैं, जैसे गौतम, जेसन होल्डर, कर्ण शर्मा। आपको लगता है इनको नंबर 3 या नंबर 4 में ट्राई कर देना चाहिए? अगर दीपक हुडा के बदौलत इनको आप रेकमेंड करेंगी? और क्या आपको लगता है कि मार्कस स्टोइनिस को थोड़ा और बेहतर तरीके से यूज कर सकती है लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स, क्योंकि उनकी पोजीशन भी काफी आगे पीछे हो रही है? वो जिस तरह के खिलाड़ी हैं, उनको पावर हिटर का नाम ही दिया गया है, तो उनको किस तरह से आप चाहेंगी इस्तेमाल करें लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स?
देखिए, नंबर 3 की जो प्रॉब्लम थी वो स्टार्टिंग में जब ये फ्रीक्वेंटली चेंजेस करते तब आ रही थी, लेकिन पिछले कुछ मैचेस में दीपक हुडा करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं, एक्सेप्ट लास्ट मैच जहाँ पे आपने बदोनी को भेजा था। तो मुझे लगता है दीपक हुडा ने अच्छा वहाँ परफॉर्मेंस किया, रन्स भी किए हैं और उन्होंने इंश्योर किया है कि बैक टू बैक विकेट्स ना गिरे। सो नंबर 3 दीपक हुडा होने चाहिए, क्योंकि उनके पास फॉर्म है अभी भी। नहीं, अगर आज नहीं भी चलते तो आगे वाले मैच में भी दीपक हुडा ही होने चाहिए, क्योंकि बार बार आप चेंज करेंगे ना तो फिर वो बैटर्स को भी समझ नहीं आता कि उनको क्या क्या रोल है और किस तरह से उनको बैटिंग करना है। तो दीपक हुडा शुड बैट एट नंबर 3। एंड मार्कस स्टोइनिस का जैसे आपने कहा, देखिए वो अच्छे टच में है, अच्छी फॉर्म में है, लेकिन एलएसजी उनको प्रॉपर यूज नहीं कर रहा। क्यों? क्योंकि वो नीचे उनको रोल दे रहे हैं फिनिशर का, एक मिरेकल इनिंग की वेट कर रहे हैं। जब वो आपको ऊपर ये 20-30 की जगह आपको 50-60 दे सकते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है उनको ऊपर खिलाना चाहिए। स्पेशली देखिए, मैं तो उनको स्पेशली नंबर 4 पे खिला सकती हूँ, क्योंकि दीपक हुडा के बाद अगर मार्कस स्टोइनिस भेजेंगे तो नीचे जेसन होल्डर है खत्म करने, कृष्णप्पा गौतम है जो बिग हिटर हैं, तो उनको आप यूज कर सकते हैं। मनन वोरा भी आज खेल रहे हैं, इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा कि वो कहाँ खेलेंगे, क्या वो नंबर 3 पे आएंगे या नंबर 4 का रोल उनको देंगे। तो अगर आप बैटर्स बार बार चेंज करते हैं ना तो बैटिंग ऑर्डर भी चेंज होता है। आई एम श्योर गौतम और राहुल के पास जरूर कुछ प्लान होगा, क्योंकि आज अगर जीतते हैं तो नंबर 1 और नंबर 2 पोजीशन में किसी पोजीशन पे आएंगे, जो कि आपको ज्यादा चांसेस देता है फाइनल्स तक पहुंचने का और जीतने का भी। तो ये डू और डाई मैच जरूर है केकेआर के लिए, लेकिन ये मस्ट विन गेम सोचनी चाहिए लखनऊ के लिए भी, क्योंकि 2 मैच लगातार हार के आ रही हैं। सो बैटिंग ऑर्डर, आप पहले बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, वो एकदम आपके माइंड पे क्लियर प्लान्स होने चाहिए, उसके हिसाब से एग्जीक्यूशन होनी चाहिए।
बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से आपने एक्सप्लेन किया है। जॉयदीप सर, आपके पास आऊंगी मैं। In the previous match, the one particular player from Lucknow Super Giants who stood out, who literally ran over Kolkata Knight Riders' batting, was Avesh Khan. Do you see him in India's upcoming scheme of things? This question has been asked with regard to multiple players, so let's just put Avesh Khan also on the list. Do you see Avesh Khan in India's scheme of things in the upcoming series, or be it
He's already
the World
he's
Cup?
already in the list. He's already in the list. He is of those
Yes, he
players
has
that-
debuted. Yes.
Yeah, he's in the list. He travels with the team. I don't like to call them net bowlers because when he bowl to the Indian team, you're not net bowler. I like to call them the bowling group, which is helping our Indian players. Because when you're bowling to the Indian team in England, you can't be a net bowler. You got to be a lot better than that. So I think I like to call them the bowling group, or the bowlers that help out the batters, because you don't expect your main bowlers, your Bumrahs, your Shamis, your Umeshes, to bowl to the batters all day, because they have a test match to play in 2 days' time. So there's load management to be taken care of. So then there is Avesh and everybody else who's there along with them, Prasid Krishna, blah, blah, blah. These are the guys who are helping them out, and obviously the next in line. See, that's the best thing about, being, in those countries, not for the first time. You've traveled there, you stayed with the team. You're not in awe of these Indian players, neither are you in awe of the opponents. You mix freely. So when your chance comes to play for India, it's a lot more comfortable for you, rather than being overawed by the presence in your dressing room, seeing the big guys in the other side. So I think Avesh is very special. I've seen him from his under 19 days. So he's come through the system of BCCI. He's just not been plucked out of the garden. So he's been around, and BCCI has contributed. So under 19 India and blah blah blah, and so he's come through the system, and he's at his best right now. He had some fitness issues. I saw him in Kolkata in an under 19 camp when Rahul Dravid was coach. So he was a little bit overweight, but 1 year in Delhi, when he was with Delhi, and he lost some weight, and then he's a different bowler altogether. And once a fast bowler is fit and strong, you know what he can do. That's exactly what he's doing.
Very true. And Devashish sir, I'll come to you. Certain KKR players are suddenly having to leave the camp. First, there was Pat Cummins, and now recently Ajinkya Rahane due to injuries. In today's game, once again, this leads to KKR facing that opener slot problem with Rahane not being in the squad. Again, Rahane was looking in good touch in the last 2 games. So, who do you see when KKR come out to bat in the openers slots, if provided we see Venkatesh Iyer fixed, opposite to him, Rahane not being there, whom would you like to see?
I see Abhijit Tomar opening the batting with Venkatesh Iyer, because both comes from Rajasthan and they have played first class cricket together, so they know each other well. Then that will be something to look out for. But having said that, KKR has tried as many as 5 opening combinations, and on yesterday's post-match show, I did say, when Rimaji asked me about the predictions, I did say that it will be a blessing in disguise for KKR, with Rahane having to sit out, unfortunately though, because of his injury. But that also opens up, gives an opportunity to someone new. I would have loved to see Sheldon Jackson in the side tonight, but nevertheless, Abhijit Tomar is a good batter, and we can see him batting with Venkatesh Iyer, and they share a good camaraderie with both of them. So it will be very interesting to watch.
Indeed. Nishan sir, putting a question to you, let's talk about personal battles. Let's give you, from Lucknow Super Giants, you choose one batter, and from KKR, one bowler, and from KKR, one batter, and from Lucknow, one bowler. 2 sets of personal battles you would personally enjoy to watch in tonight's game.
So today I would. Now my audio is clear. Is it better?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Okay. So my personal battle would be, I would like to see. What should I pick? Yeah, I would like to pick from Sunil Narayan versus Shreyas Iyer, because they both are experienced campaigners and are mainstay of their entire, if one is for batting, other is for bowling. And a lot of times we talk a lot about death bowling in 2020 and power play, but I think a lot of matches you win or lose in the middle overs. So that is where I would see that battle. And on the other hand, I would like to see uh, Andre Russell, because he has been the star campaigner for KKR, uh, against who should I pick in the bowling? I think I will go with Mohsin Khan, because he has been really impressive. A youngster pitched up against one of the stalwarts of the game, and that will be an interesting battle.
Your first choice happened to be between KKR and KKR. You named Sunil Narayan and Shreyas Iyer.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I was.
Let's have you name a fresh pair.
Yeah. So I think it will be. I would like to say that it would be Shreyas Iyer against Tim Saudi, because Tim Saudi has
That's again a KKR pair.
What I'm doing here. It's really confusing.
This shows you're supporting KKR very well. That's good. That's really good to see.
So yeah, so I would like to say that it would be Shreyas Iyer versus Avesh Khan, because Avesh Khan has been, everyone has been talking about him, and I think it's, if you look at the team of KKR, they depend a lot on these Khan dues, and they would like to attack the experience of KKR, and the experience of KKR lies with Andre Russell and Shreyas Iyer. So I think that's the battle. That's where everything will decide.
Interesting choice of personal battles. रीमा मैम आप पे आऊंगी. स्पिन राइवल्स की बात करते हैं. KKR से सुनील नारायण और लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स से रवि बिश्नोई. 2 बहुत ही टैलेंटेड स्पिनर्स दोनों टीम से. क्या लगता है इन दोनों के बीच की जंग कौन जीतेगा आज के मैच में?
देखिए, एक के पास एक्सपीरियंस है, बहुत एक्सपीरियंस. सुनील नारायण अपना नाम बना चुके हैं, इतने सीजन लगातार खेल चुके हैं, सक्सेसफुल वो बॉलर रहे हैं, रिटेन्ड वो प्लेयर हैं. सो उनका मैचअप करना रवि बिश्नोई से अभी रवि बिश्नोई के लिए ठीक नहीं है। वो उनको अलग छोड़ देते हैं, वो अलग एक उनका फोटे है। और दोनों स्पिनर की रोल इंपॉर्टेंट रहेंगे क्योंकि डीवाई पाटिल में बॉल टर्न हो रहा है। सो डेफिनेटली सुनील नारायण को कहीं ना कहीं प्लानिंग से खेलना होगा एलएसजी के बैटर्स को, लेकिन रवि बिश्नोई के पास भी वो टैलेंट है। मैच थोड़ा सा रन्स वो जरूर लीक कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जितना वो खेलेंगे उतना वो सीखेंगे। स्पेशली उनका गूगली उनका स्टॉक बॉल है, मैं चाहूंगी उनका लेग स्पिनर उनका जल्दी से स्टॉक बॉल बने तो वो और इफेक्टिव नजर आएंगे। लेकिन डेफिनेटली दोनों ही स्पिनर अपनी अपनी टीमों के लिए बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाले हैं आज।
जी बिल्कुल. And Joydeep sir, I'll come to you. Ayush Badoni, as has been talked about, he was looking in really good touch in the beginning of Lucknow's campaign in this IPL, was being termed as the future bright star. He is still seen as the future bright star, but somehow do you feel he has lost that, he's going through that lackluster in his performance? Somewhere he's getting derailed.
Yeah, I lost you for a bit there. Are you asking me about Ayush Badoni?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's going to take some time because, he's new to the game. He hasn't had a lot of first-class cricket, state cricket under him. He's had under-19 India cricket. But so it'll take him some time. He did well at the back. And as I always keep saying, it's not easy to do consistently well at 5-6 because the balls are less, the opportunities are less, the expectations are huge. You expect every time that somebody like him will come and get a 10 ball 25 every single time. That's not going to happen. Even the best in the business don't do it. And when you bat at that position, then you get compared with, the Karen Pollard, the Hardik Pandyas, the Mahendra Singh Dhoni's, the best of the Yuvraj Singhs, and now the Tim Davids, that. So to match up for a young boy like him, it's not fair. He's just coming to the game. I agree with Rimaji that 3 was not the place for him. I thought 3 is a different template to batting at 3, so you shouldn't have batted at 3. But today I feel, with Chamira missing out, Ayush Badoni missing out, Krunal Pandya missing out, I feel they're heavily depleted is Lucknow. Because that's 3. I mean, I know Badoni, okay, but Chamira and Krunal Pandya are 2 huge names. And they've done, with Chamira has been outstanding. Krunal Pandya can do a lot. He can bowl under pressure. That's one thing, bowl under pressure. Bowl to a Andre Russell, bowl to a Sam Billings when they're going. Very few bowlers can bowl when the heat is on. And these 2 can. So these 2 are huge misses for me. And this KKR team comes with a bit of heat. They are the sort of team, Venkatesh Iyer, Shreyash Iyer, Sam Billings. If you look at Andre Russell, they come in, Sunil Narine, if he gets going, they play with a lot of heat. So you need some people to be able to bowl to these guys under the gun, which is not easy.
Very rightly put. So as we approach the beginning of the match time, let's have the predictions. We'll start with the round robin style here. Devashish sir, we'll start with you. KKR or LSG?
I would say KKR. Here, due to the reason that LSG, as Jajendra rightly put out, they looked a depleted side with 3 key players missing out. So I would stick with KKR because they all they need is to win this match tonight to stay in the playoffs. So too much of motivation going around with KKR.
Devashish sir is playing it safe. The previous 2 times he went against KKR. Okay, Nishant sir. Yes, absolutely. Nishant sir.
If I could hear you properly, I think you're asking about the match.
The predictions.
Yes,
Yes.
there's some audio issue on my end today. Sorry about that. So I would, like I said before, I would like to go with KKR because I really want this tournament to stay alive, as many teams as possible, and then we sit and do a show on permutations, combinations. Because if KKR is alive, it gives us more options to talk. It gives us more and more things to discuss. So I think for that sheer reason, I would like to stick with KKR today.
Rima ma'am.
मैं लखनऊ के साथ
खेल रहे हैं और रीमा जी सोच रहे हैं इस आईपीएल में ये दिन
मैं को ये ज्योति मुझे चेंजेस समहाउ मैं वो डाइजेस्ट नहीं कर पा रही पहले एक्सपेरिमेंट्स
लग रहा है रीमा मैम मुझे दोनों इंजरी लग रहे हैं चमीरा एंड कृणाल कैन नॉट बी ड्रॉप्ड एट दिस टाइम
लेकिन एक का निगल इन्होंने बोला है
तो निगल है ही हां
हाँ, लेकिन बाकियों को उन्होंने बोला कि इन प्लेस ऑफ देम, तो मे बी यू नेवर नो, बट केकेआर अगर जीतता है तो हमें और चेंजेस देखने को मिलेंगे, और जो प्लेयर बेंच में शायद वो देखने को मिलेंगे, वो मैं देखना नहीं चाहती। मैं जाना चाहती हूँ लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स के साथ, और मैं चाहती हूँ वो टॉप 2 में खत्म हो।
And finally, Joydeep sir.
Do I really need to answer that? No, I'm going to go with KKR.
Of course. Yeah,
ये
KKR.
क्वेश्चन ही गलत है, सवाल ही गलत है।
जी.
सवाल ही गलत है. For the first time, there's literally a majority for Kolkata Knight Riders. Hopefully, they win tonight. Okay, so this was the pre-match analysis of match number 66, Kolkata Knight Riders versus the Lucknow Super Giants. We meet again after the match ends in the post-match show. Until then, enjoy the game, people, and see you in the post-match show. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Zamini. Thank you.